seconds delay. All right, yeah, welcome to the. There's the camera. Let me look at the camera. Coffee and Cookie Show. I don't know what episode. Kind of the third one since we really got it rolling. So I'm James.
Hi, Terry. Hold on a second. It is a little technical difficulty here. So,
What? It's fine on my end. Everything's going great.
all right.
Hopefully, people are seeing the show. I'm not watching it live myself. I probably should, but oh, there it is. Okay. All right.
All
55
right. Welcome
seconds.
to another episode of Coffee and Cookie Show. I'm having a little difficulty with my microphone setup here. I think I blew out my microphone earlier, so now I'm back to my headset. So, bear with me on my audio sound. It's not as deep and full as I would like it to be, but once I upgrade it again, I'll get back to my voice.
All right. Cool. Hope I don't have it. Okay. All right.
All right. So, what are we talking about today, James?
Yeah. Okay. So today last week was it a week ago or 10 days ago?
I think it was
Was
10
the
days ago. It was the week before.
Yeah, so I am always very excited. I'm a huge Apple. I've got the iPod, I've got the phone, I've got the Mac, I got the tablets, I've got not one, not two, not three, but four Apple mice. One is my Where is my Apple? Yeah, I got it in different colors. You can see that? Well, black and white. Technically, I don't think there are colors at all. Anyway, so yeah, the point is, I every year I either buy the phone or I consider buying the phone because I like to have the best product possible when I take photos. It's for me, a smartphone is three things. It is a camera, it's a music player, and it is I guess a phone. Probably use it as a phone, the least of all. But it's a camera first, and then a music player kind of second, and then whatever else, surf the web. What about you, Terry?
Similarly, when I use a phone, I mean, I actually use it as a phone. Listen to music a lot. Listen in my car, podcast. It's like an internet device, and camera is very important to me too. So when I think about upgrading, I always look for is there improvement on the camera. So yeah, same as you. All three things.
Okay, it's funny. I had a nice screenshot of a camera review I just saw yesterday. It's in the garbage. I suppose I could try to fetch it out. But it showed the iPhone 15, the 16, and 17 side by side, and I mean, you really can't tell unless you zoom way far in, like the difference. And for me, it's like that's enough to make me think. Well, now I don't need the camera. If I don't like need the camera, there's no reason to upgrade the phone because speed. I mean, I think 5 years ago we kind of hit the kind of the pinnacle of like how much speed you really need for a camera, and unless you do 3D rendering or whatever on your phone, and most people don't, or you play these super intense games, you don't need the latest like chip. I don't even care. A19 doesn't matter to me. It could be the A12 for all I care.
So what were released at the most recent Apple announcement?
Yeah.
I mean,
So
iPhone 17 is one. What else were announced?
iPhone 17, of course, we see, and then the AirPods. Now, AirPods, since we're here, I did get the AirPods. In fact, I'm wearing them right now. So, in my ear are the AirPods 3. I just did a video about that. You can check it out on a different channel. But I'm finding they're great. I mean, some Marquez Brownlee said, oh, they're like better than QC2, Quiet Comfort 2 from Bose. And I thought, really? Okay. Because I remember Bose a couple years ago when I tried it out for like 4 hours. I returned them because Amazon wouldn't give me the $50 discount because they went on sale. They said you have to return them and get a new pair. I'm like, I'll just switch to AirPods. But yeah, they are pretty good. It's just I think I get confused on like with expectations because I still hear things. I mean, I'm walking down the street and I can still hear kind of a plane, right? It's like I kind of expect it to have zero sound. And I don't think any of them actually can do that. So I kind of like, wait, I still hear something. It's not perfect.
Well, I mean, I think earbuds, it's hard to compare them to like over-the-ear headsets. I think if you want real isolation, you got to have the over-the-ear. So I don't know how I think actually saw a test. Did Apple announce a new over-the-ear headphone, or is
No,
it
I
just
don't
the
think so.
AirPod?
I don't think they've done anything with that lately. This has
Yeah,
been.
I
Huh?
saw a little demo where they were comparing AirPod is that what you call them?
AirPods, yeah.
AirPods 2 and 3, and then compare that to over-the-ear headphones. And if you want like really noise isolation, you gotta have over-the-ear headphones. I mean, it was like completely quiet, so so much better. It's been out for a while, but still so much better than the AirPod 3. So if that's what you're looking for, I think you gotta have the over-the-ear.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, it makes sense when you cover the entire area, because I think even if you seal off the ear canals, there's still sound, vibration, all that stuff still, the physics still gets in your ear. Sound can still get in. So, from what I imagine, I guess it's the best for an earbud or AirPod or whatever in the ears. This is the best you can get, and I mean it's still pretty good. It's like really good, I guess. It's hard to. These are things where you just can't quantify them and like side by side very easily. It's sound like with something visual, I can see two pictures side by side. But sound, it's like now I thought in my review even I said, oh, I'm not sure the music's much better, but I was like walking downtown today and listening to some of a song with this really good bass, and yeah, it definitely does sound like. You're hearing this like booming bass in your ear. So I think they did improve the music. Noise canceling. I guess Find My is going to be even better. Now, Find My, if you are an Apple user, it's just a lifesaver because if I lose this case somewhere, I can track it like, find my phone. I can find my case. If I lose just one of the earbuds, I can find that. I found like down
Oh, that's
couches
pretty
or in
cool.
cars. Yeah, you can find, and two ways. You can tell it to start beeping. So it's like, oh, I hear it. Or you use your phone and like in the movies where they're finding the Velociraptor. It's like
Yeah, yeah. Beep
it's
beep beep
above
beep beep.
you. Yeah. So that's really cool. I guess it's even better now. But I mean, it worked fine before. But I mean, even in my backpack, sometimes it'll be lost in my backpack. I can't find it. So I was,
So are you glad you made the upgrade? Was it worth
yeah,
the
yeah,
upgrade, or
yeah,
is it
yeah.
just you feel
Yeah.
like a fanboy?
I
You just
feel
bought it for
like.
the sake of buying it?
Well, with Apple not releasing earbuds every year, this is every 3 years. So yeah, they must have had a lot of time to make advancements in technology, and you just think, wow, what can I get? Well, like 1 year for an iPhone, they kind of like, I mean, that's why you see a lot of recycling. It's like it's last year's this and that. There's a lot of stuff I guess that was 16 has not changed at all. They changed like the body style a little, so every single person on earth that makes a case can say, yay, now we get to sell all these cases again. Now, what Apple doesn't do with I think the iPhone and the thing is they don't include chargers anymore. They don't even include, well, the phone probably does, but this doesn't include anything. No cable,
No
no
cables?
charger. Yeah, they just figure you probably already got one, and most of us do. So I think I wish I had the box with me, but they save so much in wrapping, and they're very economical or environmentally
Efficient?
friendly. Yeah, it's like you get a cardboard box and everything inside of it's paper, maybe a tiny little bit of plastic, but even that is extremely low. Like this is paper. Everything is paper. So it's really cool that they're at least trying to make a difference what they can. And the fact that you can use these for 3 years and not have to constantly recycle is pretty good. So I would say this is a good investment. Is it worth going from the 2 to 3? I don't know. That's a little closer. If you don't have anything and you do have a lot of Apple products and you want something good for traveling, then yeah, run right
Yeah.
out and pick one up.
I I'm also in the market for a year, but I have a Quiet Comfort, but I have the original one, and it works pretty well. But it's been 4 years, and it just seems to be a lot of advancement in technology, right? But I've been looking at more value-based, less than $100 earbuds, just to check it out. I don't know if it's if you're getting three times more by paying $300 for an earbud from like Sony or Bose or Apple when compared to like Soundcore, which is what I'm looking at. So maybe I'll pull the trigger, buy one, give it a try, and see if it's close enough. I'm not an audiophile, so I can't really tell the difference between like a super great audio sound when compared to maybe just a good enough.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
that's
so
why the fit's pretty good too. So that's another
is
thing
it pretty
that
comfortable?
yeah, yeah, like you don't like they don't bother you over time. Like I even sleep with these things too sometimes. It's like and even though they kind of seem like they stick out a little farther, I don't know. It doesn't seem to bug me so far. And oh, the other thing is 8 hours of battery life or 6 hours versus 4. That's a huge thing. That's like 50% longer. And it's just frustrating when it goes out during flights or when you're like using them for sleep. Like I said, it's just like you wake up and you hear snoring and it's like oh man, I can't even. Can't do anything. I mean, it only takes like 10 minutes, and you've got at least an hour worth of charge, so you don't have to. Anyway, all right. So that's the AirPods. So we got the new ones. It looks like. Oh, well, I mean, there's the AirPods. That's what they call their. Oh, I'm not. That's not even on. Let's turn it on. So yeah, they do sell the old things. I've never. $549. That just seems like that's way more than I would. I would go to Bose or Sony for sure. I would never go that high. I just think that's insane. But all right, the phone. So,
all right, let's talk about the phone.
Yeah. So the phone. I mean, if you went to the Apple's homepage, they would show you an orange phone. Apple is just stupid sometimes. Like, why? How many people are actually going to want an orange phone?
Ironically, I met up with a coworker yesterday, ex-coworker, and I noticed that she has an orange phone. Hey, it looks pretty cool. I mean, I don't know if I would go out of my way.
I mean, it looks cool for 5 minutes, and then it's like, oh my gosh, what have I done? I bought an orange phone. Now, Apple's big thing this year, of course, is the Air. And thing is, it's like thin. Whoa, what's going on up here? So, which is physics. Again, you have to. There's a reason for it, and this is even with a limited camera. You don't even have the cameras the other one have. So you only get one camera, and I don't know. I kind of like the idea of a lighter phone because I love the way the iPhone 6 was so light and easy to use. But again, we're talking bigger batteries, and there's just physics involved. There's some things just can't be done.
When I look at the iPhone Air, I don't know about you. The first thing I do when I buy a phone is I put a protector on it, right? So, Apple advertises that like, oh, look, it's the thinnest thing, and then if I add a cover on it, now it's going to double the thickness. So that makes no sense. I don't, at least for me, I'm not compelled to buy a new phone just because it's thinner. Lighter, yes, but not
well,
thinner.
it's going to be lighter as well. Yeah, I was interested in the Air, but when they said, oh, your camera is going to be, the camera's going to suck, it's not going to be anywhere as good as the other cameras. Oh, well, now, like I said, number one thing's got to be a good camera. I don't even have a DSLR anymore. So when they said, oh, it's lighter, but you're going to be giving up good photos, like, I don't even care about the battery life that much. There's so many, like, I'm always around a charger. My desk has a port, like a wireless charger next to me, so I'm always able to charge my phone. But so the battery didn't matter. The camera did. Now, one thing I learned, it's a cool trick. If I'm inside, if I'm indoors, like at home, I don't keep the phone on my camera or the case on my camera because I don't need it. My floor is not cement.
You actually take it off?
Yeah. So once I come in the door,
that seems kind of goofy.
Why? It's perfect. It sits near the door. And then when I leave,
it just seems kind of silly that you would take off the cover. It's not easy to take off a cover, at least mine.
It's like that's the motion.
Yeah,
that's
but
literally
you have to put it back on and stuff like that.
That's the motion. I mean, then you got to get a better cover. This is like a little piece of like plastic that just kind of like rappels.
Yeah, that's what I have. For me personally, while James is getting his phone, I actually, when I take off the cover and I play around with my phone, I'm a Pixel person. So James is an Apple person. I'm a Google person. I kind of get in line with the Google ecosystem. When I take the cover off, it actually feels a little fragile. I actually feel better holding the phone with the cover on. Just give it a little bit more substance. Personally. So when I saw that, hey, it's thinner, it's just not, that doesn't make me want to go out and buy a new phone. Yeah, that's what I have. I have something similar.
I mean, if you're having trouble getting this on and off, then
it's just one more thing to do.
But I don't go out and out of the house 20 times a day. It's like I go out and it's like I just throw this on and then I'm walking around. I feel better about it. If I drop it, it's not a problem. But at home, I don't want to have to deal with the extra size of weight all the time. It's just a little bit more. It's funny because it says they will not yellow, and it's yellowed. Yeah, it's like look at it.
Hey, what's wrong with yellow?
Everything's wrong with yellow.
Yeah, what's wrong with yellow? I don't understand. So the only reason why I would upgrade a new phone, one, if my previous one breaks, is for the camera. So what's Apple doing to improve the camera quality?
Well,
or
this
is it any improvements?
Big thing. Okay, so they got the 18 megapixel center stage, and Apple does things called, well, a lot of them do binning, where it's like, oh, we take the pixels and we just divide them by 4. And it's like, well, then it's not truly a 48 megapixel. It's like you're getting the megapixels because you just divided them up. Like you could do that in Photoshop. So but I guess some people don't have Photoshop. I don't know. It's just they kind of lie, or there's a lot of gimmicks they use. So the 48 pixel main camera, I guess the rear camera they would call it. So the front camera faces towards you. That's the front. So it says 4 lenses. No, you really don't have 4 lenses. You probably have either 2 or 3, or maybe just 1, 2, or 3. So that's kind of a lie. This is their coolest idea. Let's see if I can get that to play. Where it's a square sensor. So the sensor behind the lens is square. Now that means that when you take a photo, so here, like my charting.
All right, Professor James is going to give us a lesson on sensor technology.
So the sensor. So most of the time, your phone has a sensor, and it's I guess it's like
it's 4x3, right? That's the size of most sensors.
I mean,
yeah.
So your camera goes on your little sensor here, and if you want to take landscape, you turn it sideways. So
right.
You're using up all of the sensor. You're getting the maximum amount of efficiency of the pixel. The problem, of course, is so people, when they want to take a landscape video, they have to turn it, or they just never take landscape. They take video or vertical, which is great if you're taking a waterfall. But some people will do it. They'll go to their kids' show, and all these kids are lined up across the stage, like 40 kids, and they'll just hold it this way.
Well, they just want to see their kids. I don't want to see other people's kids.
Yeah, okay, well, that's a bad example. So they go and they see this big cruise ship. Oh, look, a cruise ship, and they hold it vertically. It's like, the ocean goes this way.
Look at this beautiful sunset, and they only see the sun and nothing else, right?
Yeah, or they capture. In vertical, you got all the, people either know this or they don't. So the idea behind the new one is it's a square, and that way, it doesn't matter which way. So you don't have to rotate it. And then what Apple will do is just say, oh, it looks like you want landscape. They say, let's just use those pixels. Oh, it looks like you want vertical. Let's just use those pixels. And they even could do that, I guess, automatically, but some reviewers are saying, it doesn't do a great job with that. So you probably don't want the camera deciding, unless it's just you, maybe. But if you got other people in it, starts getting confused. I don't know what to do. So.
Yeah, well, that's what happens with stabilization in the phone, right? What it does, instead of using the entire sensor, it will only use a partial sensor. And then what happens is that when the user his hand shaking, the algorithm would automatically
grab the pixels that it needs. Yeah.
Right.
So you have
and so it kind of gives you a wiggle room, like a buffer around the corner, right? So it's not a new concept, but
Well, but this is new. Having a square, the square sensor is just an excellent idea, and it's definitely needed. But they only put it on the front-facing camera. It's like, well, I'm constantly shooting where I like using it as a DSLR, so I'm always shooting it, and just to not have to rotate it anymore would be great. I would just love to be able to hold my camera up and go around filming and doing my work and not having to turn my camera. So this was a wonderful idea, and they just kind of half-assed it. They say, oh, let's just do the front camera. Well, guys, and that could be, next year we could do the back camera, so that way you have a reason to buy the 18. So
every year, what's the AI story on the Apple announcements? So Google every year, the hero feature is the camera, right? One of the hero features is the camera, but Google's direction strategy is using AI to make photography better, right? Whether it's AdMe or a few other features. Does Apple iPhone have any AI features that improve the photography?
I guess there's a little bit they do with that. I don't know. I think if someone said they didn't really go big on AI at all on their conference, whereas other people were. There's some words they'll keep dropping dozens of times, and for AI, they really went light on it, mainly because they've sucked, they're falling way behind all of their companies, and they admit that, and they know they're failing with Siri, and no one likes to use it. But I think they also don't want to be too trendy. Apple, they kind of realize it's a trend, and if they get too caught up on it and don't do a good job, it's not good for sales. They'd rather just say the tool alone and the skill of the photographer, whatever, is what makes a good product, not artificial intelligence. I think they're kind of leaning into that. They kind of have to, but it's not a bad idea. One thing someone was saying that I read a really good review saying that a lot of the stuff they marketed on the iPhone cameras are for high level professional, not just like people that are professional alone, like Hollywood professionals. Like you can use this camera they have for movies, even the 16. So that some of the features are stuff that most of us won't even ever use, but Apple included it just because we want to make it so you could shoot movies with this camera and you don't have to buy, or use expensive stuff, especially if you're, I don't know, at remote shoots where you just can't fit all the gear into your pack or your trucks.
Yeah, man. Can you imagine if we had iPhone cameras when we were growing up? We'd be making movies. We'd never leave the house. Just keep making movies, using computer to edit it and special effects. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, how's the sales on the new iPhone 17?
I read pre-sales have been, or actually not even pre anymore, so they've done pretty well. Supposedly in Asia and other places, they're doing well. I don't know if it's just so early. I mean, how you really gonna know? Let's see what the internet
I was in
has to
China.
say.
I was in China last week, and just coming across, there's a huge Apple store, and I just see news articles showing people lining up outside of Apple, wanting to get the latest iPhone. I don't get it, but that's probably what people want to do. Apple stock gets announced, price target hike.
Yeah, I mean, it was like, why would anyone need to go to the iPhone 17 that didn't want to go to the 16? Because there's really nothing on the 17 except maybe that center stage thing. I don't know. It just seems like to me, it's like every year you're going to get a little bit of a better camera and you're going to get a few extra little features, but there's nothing like phenomenal. Like I upgraded the 15 because I wanted USB-C. I didn't even need much else. I just wanted to get away from Lightning and just start using the same charger for everything. So that was a reason, and the 5X. So if Apple truly had done 8X, I would actually think, well, maybe. Plus, they'd offer a really good trade-in on if you got one model down. It's like it cuts the price in half. So I kind of like that. So if they had a true 8X, but they say, oh, it's optical quality. Wait,
What does that
so it's
mean?
not. So it's digital. It's like basically nothing. That
Digital
kind of
enhancing.
yeah, so I don't know why people really, unless they just held off last year because they think, well, there's nothing last year, and this year there really isn't anything, but they might be thinking, well, it's just time. And for me, it would have been 2 years as an upgrade this year, but if I wait till next year, oh, it's 3 years. And now I've
What do you
like
currently have? You have 15?
15 Pro Max, yeah.
Okay, all
It's
right.
a good phone. Yeah. I mean, I like it. The battery still does pretty good overall. I'm only about I just checked. I'm like halfway through the recommended charges, whatever. I don't seem to like have to charge mine that frequently. It doesn't. I don't like drain it every day.
So I heard a
Um,
rumor that in EU, starting in 2027, all consumer electronic devices the battery needs to be replaced, user replaceable.
the way
That's
it
really
used to
going
be. I mean,
against, yeah,
that
it's
was the
going,
original.
yeah, it used to be, but it's going against what Apple's always done. I
Well,
wonder how
iPhone was one of
Apple's
the
going to
first.
handle that.
I think iPhone was one of the first companies to get away because it was at the late '90s when you're first
Yeah,
buying these phones that yeah you could like I remember taking those batteries out. That was like the Motorola would slide out and you would
yeah,
go to Fry's Electronics and you'd buy a new battery. It's like
yeah.
all right. So now yeah Apple said well it's good because there's cheap knockoff batteries and we don't want your phones catching on fire. I mean it's always this Apple lying. But it was like, okay. And they said, by the time you need to replace your battery, it's time to get a new phone. That was their thing. And they, got caught, was it Batterygate, deliberately kind of slowing down your phone under saying, well, we're just making it better so it doesn't catch fire again or something. It's just they're lying. So you got to take your phone and get battery replaced for free, and Apple had to pay for it because they got caught doing that stuff. So hopefully they learned their lesson. I don't know.
So net, you're not upgrading your phone this year.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think when I looked at the photos and there was just nothing compelling. I mean, I do like the square sensor, but I just don't. I don't really do anything that's in uh, the front
That makes you want
camera.
to jump into it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just don't. I mean, that twisting the camera probably would have done it. 8x probably would have done it too. So next year, if they can do a true 8x zoom, I would. The other problem people don't realize is even with 5x zoom, the aperture is not as fast. So it's just like your pictures are going to be blotchy and kind of like have the colors are going to run unless you have really good lighting. So if you try 5x and lower lighting, you might as well just use 1x and zoom in because it's going to be worse. In fact, your camera a lot of times will automatically use the 1x and do just that, and you won't even know it. It's like you could, like if it's like late in the day and you just say, oh, use the 5x and take a photo. Well, if you actually looked at the photo, it'll tell you like in the stats, oh, we used the 1x for that. And the, what? I told you to use 5.
Digital zoom in. Yeah.
Yeah, because
So
it realized.
I personally use a Pixel 8 Pro, and it's a good phone. I thought about upgrading it this year to, I think Pixel 10 is the latest one, and predominantly because of the AI features. I think it has some pretty cool AI features to improve photography. But in the end, and T-Mobile had a pretty good deal that they'll give me $800 for my old phone, my Pixel 6. And then the new phone, it cost $1,000. So for $200 more, I could get a new phone.
Yeah,
It's a pretty
that's
good
kind
deal, but I didn't pull the trigger. I mean, my phone was fine. I went from 6 to 8. The optical zoom, it went from like 2 to 5, right? I thought I'd be like, oh, I'm really excited about this. There, not there, didn't really make much of a difference for me. So I'm not one to just jump on the latest. Maybe I'll wait till next year and then buy the 10 Pro used. Um, so yeah. I mean, I saw the announcement. It wasn't that exciting. The people do a good job talking it up, the features. But in the end, I'm kind of like, yeah, I think the phones are kind of running its course. There aren't many new. Remember at one point in time, it's like, oh, from 5 to 6, oh, I gotta have it, because of all this whiz bang stuff. From 6 to 7, I gotta have it. But nowadays, just like it's just so incremental that it doesn't seem like it's
yeah. The
I need to
speed
run out
doesn't.
and do the
I think
upgrade.
the speed was big in years past. Like the speed was a big thing,
Memory was
but
big. You gotta, I always run out of memories. I gotta, I'm listening to songs and I'm like, oh, I gotta delete, take some songs off my phone so I can add new songs on here. Now the memory is so cheap, so you can just, download
yeah.
as many songs as you want.
Yeah, I think they raised the limits for that. So I mean, they have like worth the upgrade. Well, according to Apple,
According to
absolutely.
Apple,
Like,
yeah,
well,
that's great. Yeah,
what
what are they gonna
I don't
say?
imagine the
No,
words.
save your money.
I don't imagine like maybe. How come they didn't put maybe there? Perhaps not. Like, what are they going to put there?
Yeah.
Thinnest phone, 70% faster. Yeah, but that's not something I noticed. 4 more hours of video, I guess. Ceramic shield scratch, which is funny because my phone scratched the first week I had it, my 15, on the screen. I think it was my car keys too, so it's like I
You
can't
didn't have a screen
believe.
protector?
No, I never use those. I figure they're supposed to be so good unless you have like diamonds in your pocket, you're not having to worry. So yeah, it's like there's nothing here that makes me think, oh, I want to pay another $1,200 for the latest phone. So that was one reason that I just, yeah, 15 Pro. And I did this side-by-side comparison. So 15 Pro, it's just nothing. Since they failed with the camera, there's nothing. So I don't know if we have time to
All
really
right.
get
So what
into
else is
that.
out? What? So that was Apple's announcement. There was also another announcement last week,
Yes, the
and
Ray-Bans from
the
Meta.
Ray-Ban.
This one, obviously, I don't have any way to really compare anything. I did use the Google Glass, I don't know, 10 years ago,
You
briefly.
did? You had one? You bought one?
I didn't have it. No, someone else had it. And, I
All
tried
right.
it on, and it was, so is that the original version? So that's not
Yeah.
with the projector. You don't have the projector.
No, I don't have one with the projector. I have this the original one. How do I look?
I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but the projector one's a lot thicker.
Yeah, the projector one's a lot thicker. So the strategy. Well, full disclosure, I can't really talk about. I have a unique relationship with Meta as a partner, so I can't really talk too much about Meta's product. But I do know that the flagship. Everybody knows this. It is one with a projector on the lower right part of your screen. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that's the next big um, must-have tech
Yeah, I
gadget?
think they want it to be, but I just think there's, again, we're talking physics. Like your phone is so nice because you can type real fast and you watch the video. I can't, but some people can. Teenagers can. But I was watching the video and the guy says, "Oh, you can," and it still has to go to a thing. And EMG or EKG goes around your wrist. It kind of measures your currents, whatever. He said it did a good job, but the idea A, B, C, it's like I can't imagine you doing a lot. Now, voice dictation's got a lot better, so it can do stuff like that. So interfacing with the hand, it's a good step in the right direction. But I just think, because Apple, when they did their Vision Pro, although that's not glasses, that's like a VR, they didn't do any controllers. They just did your hands, which is a huge mistake. But I just think, yeah, it's trying to solve a problem that's not really there. Heads up can be a cool thing. There are situations where you use it, like, oh, I need to find I'm in a new city. I need to find a way to the hotel, and you're like walking and take a left, and it's like, okay, but your phone really could have done that just fine. Do you really need it to be in a heads-up display? Not really.
That's probably the only application that I can think of where I want a heads-up display is when I'm in a new city, right? I mean, I was in Europe early in the year. You've done this a lot too, right? There's a new restaurant, we want to try it out. And you're right, I could use my phone and just look down, right? But I find myself looking down all the time when I'm walking around. Whereas it would be so convenient to have a glass that's this, something simple. Go left here, go right there, go straight. You're 500 feet away, whatnot. So I could see that as a compelling reason to have it. But so it looks like Meta is really pushing for a new form factor, like a new, something new, like kind of like iPhone was back in, I guess, 2008 now, for almost 2008, almost 20 years. It's the platform that people want to constantly upgrade on, and there's really no new form factors, and maybe the glasses will be the new form factor. And I think the biggest compelling reason too is that the Vision Pro, right? I mean, no one's going to walk around with the Vision Pro. I mean, some people do, but you look at them, you point at them, you go like, that
Yeah.
guy's weird, right? Whereas, a glass like this, yeah, it's not, maybe it's not Vision Pro, but it doesn't seem so. I mean, I actually seen people, wearing this and walking around, and unless you know what to look for, you can't tell that it's a wearable device on your face. So
Well, that's the
I
smaller
think
one. The bigger one. I mean, you see the photos. The bigger one, you can tell that someone's got something on their face. I mean, that is pretty huge. And it just looks like those old spy glasses that people used to sell from China. It's not like
spyglass.
awful. I mean, they are. People do sometimes have thick glasses. They, and they're doing their, I would say
It's
woke advertising. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but it seems like Apple and Facebook, man, everything's be, gotta go to town on the equal opportunity, which is fine. It's just funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the people promoting the product, you're saying?
Yeah. I'm just saying. It's just
Ah,
funny.
yeah.
It's like the trend.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem. It's just kind of funny that they're. I'm
Do
surprised
you
they
know
don't get.
anybody who has one?
No. I mean, it's just shop Ray-Ban. $800 for a little toy, and some of that stuff you would use like you would do once. It's like oh, it's neat, but you would try it once. I have myself. I have the Quest 3, and for what it is, it does a great job, especially the 3 over the 2, because it's color. The AR, where you're kind of mixing your own reality with it, it can make some fun stuff, but I don't really do that many games. There's only one game I really play. It's like the VR golf with some my brother and nephew. So I don't really see. I mean, the one game that was AR, it was fun. I played once, and like I don't really want to play that game anymore. It's pointless. But for VR, it's great. I mean, there's so much you can do, fun stuff you can do with VR. I had roommates that used to play Call of Duty, and they would be there on this big screen. But I thought, man, if they were in VR, that would
Yeah,
probably
you can
be
just run
really cool.
around.
Yeah,
That'd be
sitting there
super
like shooting
cool.
each other, or like Fortnite or things like that. And it's just so much opportunity. Like it reminded me of the holodecks of Star Trek. It's just the only requirement now is you have to wear this thing on your head, but at least it doesn't have cables sticking out of it. So that one is it's just really cool. The idea of it, I just think, man, if you had a huge field and you're out there or the VR,
Playing
you
football, you can kind of look over the
yeah, you
receiver
could.
and use the hand motion. That would be super cool. I don't have a Vision Pro, or I don't have a Meta Quest, but I thought about getting one. See if I can find one in the used market, just so I can try out a few games. Right, the Batman game is supposed to be quite awesome, and then I think something as goofy as like watching a football game with your friends, like you and I sitting across the city, but we have both have goggles on, and it looks like we're talking to each other, and we're watching a game on TV. I think that'd be kind of cool. Just kind
Yeah,
of
I think
hang out with buddies who are far, far away.
yeah. So for a VR, yeah, the Quest has done a pretty good. I mean, they just bought out that other company with the Orion, whatever it was,
Oculus.
Oculus. Yeah, so they've done a good job of kind of keeping it going. A little slow in their upgrades, but maybe that's for the best. If they're not going to do a great job, Apple did a great job, but they overpriced it. They didn't do controllers, so there's a Apple. I don't know what they were thinking. They're Apple, but these just the glasses can't really be VR because they don't seal off the light. And I mean, you have to have the entire projection in front of you, and you have to seal off the lights. You can't go into a VR experience really. You can go into an AR experience, but there's just so many limited cases for that. They're kind of inventing. If you watch the videos, they're just inventing like problems that people don't really have. It's like, oh, and they think, well, I could have that problem. Yeah, you could, but on a daily basis, you're not. So I don't know. Zuckerberg really wants to push this. Good for him. People want to invent the new thing, but it just reminds me of like this. It's like everyone's saying, "Oh, this is going to replace this." No one's replaced this in like since it's been invented.
Yeah, same is true with this, right? I mean, keyboard.
Just
You know,
insane.
dictation. There's nothing beats just typing it down. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not an early adopter myself, so it's hard for me to go out and buy something new. I didn't get an iPhone until I think iPhone 4 or something like that. So I'm not one to go out and buy new things, but I think we're due for a new something new, right? I mean, the evolution was desktop PC, right? That was like in the 80s, 90s, then notebook in the odds and teens, early teens, and then iPhone. It's smartphone. It has been the platform for the last 15, 20 years. Really, there hasn't been anything new in the gadget world. To the
No,
magnitude of an
and next
iPhone.
year Apple may do a folding phone, so and that's kind of cool,
That's
I
just an
suppose. I don't know.
evolution. That's just an evolution of a regular phone. I mean, I have a Microsoft what's that Dual, and the original one, not the new one. And I play around with a folding phone for a while, but I don't know. I still prefer this form factor. Something straightforward, something simple, does what I need, listen to music, surf the internet, buy stuff. And make a payment and take cameras, take photos. That's
Yeah,
that's what I need it for, right? So yeah, hard to say, hard to see what's. I mean, so what's Meta's display cost? Like seven ninety
800.
nine? Is that the
Well,
average?
these are the simple ones, but 800 is going to be the new one. I don't know if the new one's actually launched yet. Oh, and Elaine says congratulations on almost 4K. So
Yes, thank
uh,
you,
they're having a
subscriber.
watch
Are you
party.
guys
It's like,
watching it? Yeah, you guys having a
yeah,
watch party?
but
No watch party?
it's pretty much almost done now. So get your question, get your
Make sure you
questions.
replay. Was there any question? Did she have a question? Yeah,
No,
hey,
no, just
ask the
having a
question in there. We'll give you our perspective. So 799 for that Cadillac of a smart glasses. I mean, 799 sounds like a lot of money, but how much does the phone cost now?
Well, the phones average about $1,000.
Right, and people
So
drop $1,000 on a new phone without even thinking twice. So it's just amazing how much
yeah,
we've been trained to like, oh yeah, $1,000 every year, every other year, and people don't even blink an eye. I remember when I graduated from my MBA, my mom got me a watch, and I paid $1,400 for that watch, and that was like gold. And I'm like, that's $1,400 for a watch, and I was so wowed by it. And nowadays we're so acclimated to just like, oh yeah, $1,000, not a big deal. So I mean, who knows how people will receive the new technology. I mean, one person that does have the Meta glasses, the original one, my brother, I talked to him about it, and he has one, and he has one with the shades. And he likes it so much that he will actually go into the office indoor, walking around with the glasses that has shades on it. So he walking around looking like Roy Orbison, and he says people look at him kind of funny, but he's I like it. I just like what he does, and he doesn't need prescription, but he likes the idea that he can take a photo, using the Meta AI. And what else does it do? And listen to music. You can listen to music, which is kind of nice. So
yeah. I
he
mean,
he's sold.
It's not so much it just doesn't do anything exceptionally well. I don't believe like the camera on these things. Yeah, it's going to take an okay picture, but is your phone probably going to take a better picture? I would think so. Music, yeah, it can kind of near your ears. Is it going to be as good as like? It's just not going to do anything exceptionally well. And
Yeah.
yeah, we pay $1,000 for a phone, but a phone is kind of one of your core things. You don't have to upgrade it anywhere, but you need a phone, some phone at least. Most people, you really do need a phone to function. So I think it's like buying food. It's like, well, you don't have to buy food, but no, you have to buy food. You don't have to buy 8 streaming services. Elaine had a question on the thoughts of the AirPods. We do cover that at the beginning of the
Yeah,
video,
so you have to
but
rewind and listen to it.
but I
Go
will
ahead, give it a
summarize
summary.
that I did. I am using it right now, and I do like them. They seem to they have an interesting fit. Sometimes I feel like they're not always in there, but then I pull and think, okay, I guess they are in there. So
Oh, that's pretty annoying. It's kind of like a loose socks that's like falling down. It's like, oh no, sometimes you don't want it too snug, but you also want it to have that feel of it's secure.
yeah, but they have 4 extra. So really, I mean, I guess it's 8. So you really get 10 different ear tips to choose from.
What
So
size is yours? What size are yours?
I just use the default right now. I haven't tried the
Medium?
other ones. I actually was like trying to pull one off. I couldn't pull it off and didn't want to break it, so I just thought I'm just going to stick with it until I go online and say, how exactly do you get the air? My other ones, they pull off just fine. This one, I think they pull off the same way. But, the translate to French. I haven't tried any of that yet. I don't like,
Oh yeah, there's the language
I
thing.
think you have to use it with your phone. But I don't, that's something I haven't really tried.
You know what's interesting about the new AirPods? Because I think I read someplace where Apple was advertising that they give you multiple sizes of the silicon, right?
Yeah.
And they were bragging about the fact that they have a XX small, for the people who has extra small ear canals. You know what's funny? That's one like advertising slogan that Trojan would never have. Buy our
we
stuff, extra small.
now extra small. Yeah,
We now offer extra small.
So yeah, I'd say for me they're worth it. I think would even recommend it for people.
How
But
much are they? Like 300
250,
bucks?
no 250.
Oh, 250, 250.
And like
Okay.
they say, oh, it's already on sale. Every time you see a sale, it's like 240. Like, oh wow, big sale. So I bought straight from Apple. I just figure why they don't give a trade in, but I just figure why not. And I'll sell my old pair on OfferUp or Facebook or maybe eBay. I don't know. They take like so much money from you. But yeah, I think it's worth upgrading after 3 years and USB-C. In fact, I was going from Lightning to USB-C, so that is a huge thing. But the one thing that surprised me was someone really saying that you can use them as your microphone. So, and I think to me, it's like, man, I carry around. Well, I have a smaller version of this now, but I carry around this like microphone case, and it weighs like 360 grams. So, not carrying this, and I'm already going to be carrying this. If I don't have to carry this at all, and these do a good job
And
of
it sounds
audio,
the
or
same.
I,
You should try
well,
it
that's what
out
I need
because
to do. That's a video I'm going to do. I'm going to compare
all right,
both of
that'd
them.
be very
'Cause,
compelling.
yeah,
Does
because
does AirPod work with Android?
AirPod. Yeah, you can connect them with there. It just said you're going to lose half of the stuff that the features, but you can.
Oh, I
They will
see. Okay.
connect.
Well,
The other
I
thing
mean,
is
let me know.
handoff.
Let me know how the audio is. If it's as good as your JDI, then it might be worth for me to do a switch.
Yeah, but I don't know if the recording would work, like the microphone would work with your camera software. It's something I really got to test out because, like I said, if I can't tell the difference, then when I travel, I'm just not going to bring any of this stuff, which is a shame, just like because I just paid
You
like
just pay a
for
lot of money for it.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
like
All right. So we heard it all, James. We talked about the Apple announcement. We
yep.
talked about the Meta announcement. When's the Google announcement? That's like in springtime, right?
I don't know. I don't even follow that much of Google. Google had some big news when they did their latest. They sort of fell behind in AI, and that's a whole different video. But with their called Nano Banana, they did a kind of a secret, covert video AI rendering engine, and it
Mm.
just kind of like started beating everyone else. Not by huge. There's a few competitors from China that have done really well, but suddenly they said, "Oh, it's actually Google's product." So they kind of raised the curtain, and we found out it's Google. And so now between that and VO, they are actually starting to be a real competitor in the Gen AI world again. Because no one really cares about Gemini that much when you have so many other good things to choose from. So that
All
was
right.
one
Well,
thing.
we can save that for future episodes. I mean, we don't want we just want to tease what's coming down in the future. So that's it. I mean, that's we covered it all,
That
James.
one more
Well, I mean, this.
question about we
Oh,
always get to viewers. I hate Apple's take on right to repair. They won't sell any parts to non-Apple certified repair centers. Yeah, but I think from what I read, it was like it's not too hard to become an Apple certified. I don't know. I should research before saying that. But I've been to quite a few places that just seemed like kind of hole in the wall, and they were able to repair my iPhone screen. So, I think the only thing that keeps Apple in check is Europe because they have such a. In fact, that was the reason why we can thank Europe for having USB-C instead of Lightning today. Which I was so happy when I saw that news years ago. I thought finally they're being forced to do the right thing because it was silly. It was just all that waste of Lightning and carrying two cables around. I think
oh, I hate it.
I'm finally free of Lightning, and then I remember, oh yeah, I've got 4 mice that still use it, and Apple. Oh, you get to plug it into the top to charge it, so you literally cannot use your mouse when you're charging it. So that's
So
Apple
there
for
are
you.
no, you cannot upgrade your mouse to use USB-C.
Well, I don't know if they even sell. This is another thing they're very slow about. This is the Apple Mouse 2 or whatever Magic Mouse they call it, Magic. But it is cool how you can have the like 3D on the top.
This
It's
is what I
also a
used.
problem. Yeah, it's actually sometimes it's cool, but sometimes your stuff moves around the screen like in Photoshop, and so it's a huge pain. But they're slow about stuff like this. I don't know why they don't seem to want to capture them. It's just probably not a big money maker for them. But I do have, like I said, I have like 6 of these mice now, and they're all Lightning port. So my Lightning port is not going away. Oh yeah, and I have Power Beats too. So that's Lightning as well. So
What's
yeah, it just
Power
kind of
Beats?
sucks. It's like the
What do you have? What do
earbuds.
you have it for running?
Yeah, yeah, they have the loop around your ear, so if you're going out in really bad weather or up mountains, it stays in your ear really a lot better. And you really don't want to have noise canceling and to isolate yourself when you run because of
Yeah.
bikes and cars and people saying on your left. It's just not safe, especially for like depending on where you run. If you're in the middle of nowhere, then a bear could eat you because you didn't hear the bear. So it's probably a good idea not to have noise canceling anywhere you run. Anyway, all right,
All right.
so we covered
We
everything.
covered it all. No more questions. Between this episode and the next episode, I am going to upgrade my microphone. And I thought I had it set up, but it blew up. So I can't even blame Apple for that. So I'm going to do that upgrade between now and the next time. So stay tuned for the next episode in the hopes that my headphone and microphone improves.
Yeah, and also
All right.
like our
Any
subject should
last
be.
words?
Yeah, yeah. Well, like and subscribe. We're gonna get to
Like and
5K soon.
subscribe.
5K.
Hey, do we have any sponsors today? Today's
No.
episode, yeah,
You have nerds. Do you have nerds? I bet you have
no, I
nerds.
do not. Today's
Ah.
episode is brought to you by Tamanishiki Rice. Tamanishiki premium rice from Japan. This rice reminds me of childhood where I grew up in Taiwan. After not eating for about 3 days, so like you haven't eaten for a while, and you eat something that's anything, and it tastes really good. For that reason, buy Tamanishiki rice for the time that you haven't eaten for 3 days and you're eating for the first time.
I know 3 days. I know 3 weeks. So
You know a lot of days.
I
Yeah, we
know.
can talk about that in the
Don't.
future.
No. You talk about that, they're gonna ban my channel, or gonna like not ban me, but like someone
But
complained
just
about my
all
long
right,
fast.
let,
Like you're
let
not allowed to
just
do long fasts.
one last thing, right? So James did a long fast. We won't say how long it is, right? And in the middle of James fasting, let's say it's a long time, and I invited James to come over. I go like, as a prank, I go, hey James, come over. Let's watch some Food Network shows, right? So for about an hour, we just watch exotic food in Guatemala. I was full and I was getting hungry. I can't imagine what was going through your mind, having not eaten for several days.
Yeah, well, it's several days. I mean, I'm not going to say the length, but it was more than several days. Okay, that's it for now. Tune in next
All right.
time. We will discuss more stuff that people request. So it could be, maybe we'll go back to, what was that one we did? Conspiracy theories. There's just so many
Conspiracy
of those.
theories. If there are
We're
no
going to cover
subscribers from
Tylenol.
this,
Tylenol. Have you been slowly killing yourself on Tylenol and aspirin? All right, that's it for now. Cheers.
all right. Bye.